Yeah, there you go. Popped up. Alright, so then let's start the stream. There we go. Now, over there on YouTube, you're streaming. Let me send out the Twitter message. Probably gonna play 2 or 3 games. Not gonna do a lot. Trying to get a little healthy. I'm a little down right now, so I'm just trying to get a little bit healthy. So not gonna do too many, but definitely wanted to stream so that I could, um, at the very least, you know, keep it on going. So we're gonna do some live today. Uh, I'll probably stream Saturday. Hopefully I will. I'll do see something. We'll have to see. Again, trying to get a little bit healthy. We'll see if I'm a little bit healthier at that time. So, well, let's just go ahead and let's just play, right? By the way, this is a fantasy draft. So,
it is NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams. Should be a terrific game here tonight. We are at United Center in the Windy City. Tonight, the Chicago Bulls taking on the Detroit Pistons. Detroit controls the tap. Bledsoe. It's a big finish.
No, that's a great way to make an opening statement. It's about the team that's able to punch the other team in the mouth first. That's exactly what you want to do if you're the road team.
Chicago possession. Grayson Allen. A bad pass as the Pistons come away with it.
I'm hearing some boos from the crowd. They know just like I know you're not getting back on D.
Eric Bledsoe. Good start. He's made his first shot.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Here's Lopez, down low. Inside, he scores.
As my mother would say to the defender, A for effort, F for results.
Bledsoe with the basketball. A minute gone by here in the opening quarter. Count the basket. A lot of contact. No foul.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there, trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Lopez, 2 for 2. That's what you want.
Everybody in the building, including myself, thought that pass was going somewhere else. Fool me once? Okay, but you're definitely not fooling me twice.
Antetokounmpo.
Who? Did you say that name wrong, player?
Missed that one. The defender was all over him. Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
And no emotion, just that ice-cold stare. That's a sign of somebody who's here to compete.
Chicago basketball. To Lopez. Over to the right side. Beyond the arc for 3. Messi It's received. Well defended.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Bledsoe. To Adetokunbo. Not that time. Lopez. Has a look. Keep on trying. Shot's no good there.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
He wants it at the rim and scores.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Jay simply put the Bulls rolling the medical dice. Not just Jabari Parker, but also on Zach LaVine.
Signed Zach LaVine to that 4-year, $78 million deal. There's no doubt that both those kids have the talent, but do they have the durability to maintain themselves the entire season? If they both can maintain their health, they have a chance to be all-stars, and this team has a chance to be one of the top-tier teams in the East.
Bulls with the rock. Pass stolen by Detroit. To Bledsoe. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Eric Bledsoe at the line for a chance at a three-point play. For his career, 79% at the line. The free throw, good. And they add one more to the lead. It's up to 11. Grayson Allen lets it fly from beyond the arc. That's how you defend.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
To Bledsoe. Has a chance. Gets a look. Can't hit.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Grayson Allen. Chicago with 4 to shoot. From the outside, no good. Brook Lopez.
Right.
3
There
for
we
3.
go.
That's a perfect start.
That's what they need to do more of. Attack that basket. Hit them where it hurts.
Bledsoe. The rebound cleared by the Bulls. Going to launch beyond the arc. Jay, they've been waiting for that to go down, but here they are trying to chip away and cut into this margin.
And there's nothing more frustrating as a shooter to get open looks and not see the ball go in. But if they do, that could be the start of a problem.
To Brogdon. 4-3. That one off the mark. It's no good. They'll get it down low to Lopez. Brook Lopez. That's now 4. He hasn't missed.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
Adetokunbo to Bledsoe. Driving right to the basket. From the painted area, won't go down. And he's fouled. Very close. Free throws coming up.
It's still early, so no real impact on that call. but you know that they're going to call this one tight, so you might want to keep your hands out of his pocket.
And he connects on the first free throw. Two for two on that trip. Now the Pistons going to use a timeout as they make sure they're aligned here in a two-point basketball game.
An effort only fully releases its reward after a person refuses to quit. What I like about this team is that they continue to execute. As a coach, we used to talk about it all the time. I would hear it every single day. Execute, execute, execute. But if you can play with energy and execute, that's the formula for success.
Adetokunbo. Short jumper stays out. Chicago with the possession. He'll go to the foul line to shoot.
Trust me, you want to avoid early foul trouble. Take that one as a warning.
First free throw is good. And he makes them both.
There we go.
Giannis in control of the basketball. Looking to make something happen. To Bledsoe. Nothing going here on that drive. Bledsoe. Shot from the lane won't go. To Allen. That's out of bounds off a ball. Substitution being made in this one. It's Detroit's ball. Bledsoe to Matthews. Dwayne Dedmon rocking the rim. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
And he stepped out of bounds, turns the ball over. Time to shuffle things up. Brunson to Matthews. Knocked loose. Bulls have it. Smith now into the front court. Down just a couple. Lyles grabs the board. Brunson. Big finish at the rim.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Deep left corner. Doesn't get the bounce. Brook Lopez. He's now 5 for 6.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
Knocked loose. Screen coming. Brunson. Deep two there. Won't go. Hill across the timeline. They trail by 2. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Tie ball game so far. Neither one of these teams really able to pull ahead. Might be time to put the bench players in the game. And let's see who could differentiate themselves.
Matthews to Chris. Count the basket inside.
What a pass. I have no clue how that ball even made it through the traffic.
Bulls with it. Jay, let's talk about the rookie out of Duke. Give us a scouting report on Wendell Carter Jr.
Well, he has an old-school four-man's game with a skill set that is adaptable to today's game. And him and Lauri Markkanen together in that front court provide you the versatility that every guard would dream of involved in pick and pops.
Leaves the defender in the dust to Gortat. Post to his advantage there, and the finish at the rim.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Brunson to Matthews. Curling inside.
Hardest working guys in the league, and that's how he got his money. That's his skills.
Bulls with the basketball.
Contact on the drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
To Brunson. Oh, great pass. Setting up the basket. Hill into the front court. Trailing by 4. A bad pass as the Pistons come away with it. Brunson to Matthews. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
There you go. Finally. Shoot your shot.
It's Chicago ball. Oh, leaves the defender in the dust. Lets it fly from long range. It's good. Coach wants to see more from his D.
It's all about creating space with the dribble. Once you have that gap, you can beat somebody in a variety of ways. He chose the dagger with the 3.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs. Gets it to go, and the foul.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strength of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Eric Bledsoe trying to cash in on the three-point play. He's perfect from the line so far. Oh, he can't connect.
Ed, I'm going to gloat about my old team here for a second. Did you know the Bulls are the only NBA franchise to win multiple championships and never lose in an NBA Finals series in their history.
6-0 right now. It helped to have a guy named MJ. But, Jake, think about this. If he's not gone those 2 seasons, maybe it's 8 straight finals wins. Matthews to Bledsoe. To Matthews. Trying to cash in. Knocks it down. Off the step back.
That was a tough. Contested the shot. Everything was going according to plan until then.
To Rudy Gay. Here's a chance from long range. Rudy Gay, tough shot there. No good. Bledsoe with it up top. Brunson. To Matthews. Finish that. That'll do it for the first quarter. The Pistons have the lead.
They count. Right, they count.
With you as we get things started here in the second quarter. Goes to the left side. Grayson Allen. To Rudy Gay. Gortat. Doesn't pass. Marcin Gortat. Terrific shooting. He's 4 for 5.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Gotta get through the screen.
Runner's good there.
Not always the first option, but his number was definitely called on that one.
Grayson Allen. For 3. Knocks it down. That was a tough shot.
Well, the defense has been good, but the shot-making ability has been better. And sometimes for NBA players at this level, the more you're in their face, the more it helps them center their focus on the target, which is making the shot. I know it sounds weird, but trust me, it's a real thing.
To Adetokunbo. From long range. Off the mark. Getting dirty. Loose ball on the deck. Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes.
George Hill stepping in for Detroit, number 21.
Giannis with it up top. They lead it. 4-point game. To Monroe. Adetokunbo. Deep right corner. Fires the 3.
Today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Chicago basketball. Hill driving, but his shot won't go.
And this happens all the time in this league. Sometimes offensively, you're tired. It's one of those type of nights. You combine that with the fact that the defense is hungry and active and contesting everything, that's why shots aren't dropping.
To Gortat. Inside, he scores.
Ed, did you see what this pass just did? Now it encourages his teammates to move with more sense of urgency because they understand that next time down the court, they might be on the receiving end of that pass.
To Brogdon. Bulls come away with it.
Uh-oh. 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 Come on. Woo. Yeah.
Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
Let's make this come
That's
back.
what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Giannis in control of the basketball. Up by 3. To Bledsoe. Goes to the right side. Brogdon to Adetokunbo. It's no good. If he takes those shots, he'll be back on the bench in no time. Grayson Allen to Rudy Gay. Beyond the arc for three. Not that time. He misses. It's three. To Adetokunbo. Has a look. Wide open look. Won't go.
Oh, I see how you're playing this chess match. That's what you keep doing defensively. Keep baiting him and luring him into shooting that jump shot. Exploit him.
Pistons ball here. Adetokunbo to Bledsoe. Count the bucket for two.
I wasn't quite expecting him to get there, but I can be wrong. Sometimes, not a lot, but maybe sometimes.
Hill across the timeline. They're down three. Brogdon. No good. Oh, look. Jay, 27 wins a year ago for the Bulls. What can this team be?
They have the potential to be a playoff team, but in order for that to happen, a lot of guys need to take that major next step in their careers. Lauri Markkanen needs to step up. Chris Dunn, his backup role. What position will he play at the PG spot? Wendell Carter, their first-round draft pick, and also Jabari Parker. He is the key cog in this wheel. If he is healthy and plays to the level of expectation that we know he can, this team can make the playoffs.
Down to 5 on the 24. Short jumper stays out. To Allen. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. He was crowded. Grayson Allen off the mark. To Monroe.
Marvel.
A bad pass, and the Bulls have it.
When it's a tight game, those missed opportunities on the road make it tough.
Hill to Gortat. From the painted area, won't go down. Just off the mark.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting.
Gay's shot off the mark.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Cleans it up. The Bulls with the rebound. To Hill. Nothing going here on that drive. With the fadeaway.
He hit that shot epically.
Old school equals high
Way
percentage.
to go.
Whistle stops play, and we'll get a timeout here for Detroit as they'll make sure they're aligned here in a 2-point basketball game. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. To Adetokunbo. Going a launch beyond the arc. So the first points for him in this first half, and he knocks it down for three.
Yeah, they really need him to get going. Really surprised that none of his teammates have been talking to him. This is when he needs him the most. They have to uplift him, help him continue to be confident on the court.
Right now, the Pistons have the basketball. To Bledsoe. Monroe to Bledsoe. The pass set it all up.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special
Finish on the nice step through.
Again, Ed, if you made it to this level, you're capable of doing things that normal humans could never do, even if you're not known for it.
Adetokunbo. Whoa, look what I found.
Nice.
You know it's a ball out of the air. Wow.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
And I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
Opposing coach is going to counter, make some changes of his own. The free throw, good. Caps off the three-point play. The lead is 4. Pistons have it. Bledsoe. For 3. Tough shot. Well defended. Bledsoe with it up top. Down 4. He gets it.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
To Gortat. Cashes in for 2.
Big shout out to
Gortat
that
and Lopez
for this
are
team.
killing the
It's
Pistons.
obvious you've been doing all the preparation required to flex on them a little bit.
Bledsoe. Has a chance.
Oh, damn.
Connects. Had all the time
Broke
in
his
the
ankle.
world. Too easy.
The defense needs to be in more of a stance and react better. A player with that kind of NBA talent level will get to the rim every time with moves like that.
Dash in. Deep 2 there. Won't go. Bledsoe with the basketball. Down just a couple. Curling inside. Now ready.
To rip through the extended arm of the defender. That will get you to the free throw line every time.
Eric Bledsoe at the line. And hits the first free throw.
Entering the game for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Goes 2 for... Bulls with the rock. Short jumper won't go down.
It's so important to instill confidence in your best player. I know he missed a shot earlier, but that doesn't mean that you can't run the same exact play and let him prove he's a player he thinks he is, and we all know he is.
The shot almost to Matthews.
Oh,
Yes, Wesley
Come on.
Matthews. That's 3 now on 4 shots.
You know what we call that, Ed? We call that now you see me, now you don't.
To the rim, lays it up and in.
Might have had an extra dribble or 2 there, but he got the shot he wanted.
A lot of contact. Shots no good and no foul. Pass stolen by Detroit.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
Now ready for a couple of free throws.
Aggressive play that being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
damn, he got 25 points.
Knocks down the first.
For the Detroit Pistons, number 7, Trey Lyles.
So he hits the first, misses the second. To J.R. Smith. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
Hey, at least this time he puts it up.
The possession in favor of Detroit.
In the the second quarter.
To Bledsoe. Fires the three. Not there for Bledsoe. Defense all over him. It's going to be out of bounds. Smith the last to touch. Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups.
The Chicago Bulls, number 30, Ersan Ilyasova.
Oh, emphatic slam. He dared them to get in the way.
So many players try to get pretty with the game. They want to dance. They want to do all these tricks. Maybe a guy sham dive. But sometimes you got to revert back to the old school style of the way we play the game. Just put your head down and stop me.
That's what we're going to have to go
It's
to.
Detroit's ball
Lopez.
to Matthews. Shot from the lane won't go. And it's rejected.
Ed, that's light work for him.
Oh, get that out of here. Message sent, Jay. They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor.
Number 10, and he's Chris.
Bledsoe. Lets it fly from long range. That's rebounded by Chicago. That's a
Oh,
turnover.
crap.
It goes the
Oh.
other way.
Oh,
And finishes
Damn.
strong.
You know, Ed, the effort is what concerns me the most. Effort is replenishable. If you're tired, raise your hand, check yourself out. Get somebody who actually wants to get back in transition and play some defense. That will help your
Great
team
screen.
win the game.
Great
Not you just
screen.
staying in the game to be
Love
better
it.
on offense.
Bledsoe to Monroe. Brook Lopez
Woo.
sends it away.
Nice block.
That's his first of the game.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
And he'll head
Oh,
to the
come
line.
on, y'all.
And as a defender, you
Foul.
cannot, I repeat, you cannot foul in the act of upward motion into your shot. Your timing needs to be better.
Greg Monroe at the line. First one. And gets both to drop at the line.
I get him right back to it. Watch cutter.
Hand in his. You don't see that very often. Deep three at the buzzer. So a tie one as we reach the break in a one-point game. Let's get you to our NBA Live
I need
studios in
to-
Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA
I gotta move
Sports
this fan,
halftime
y'all.
report. Jalen.
oh yeah.
Thanks, Ed. We'll start the second half with a narrow lead. They decided to make a statement in the opening half, and they did it by throwing down dunk after dunk after dunk. I think the rim is still shaky. Have a look at the leading scores for the Detroit Pistons. The Bulls aren't down by. No, they don't have the lead. They're doing a great job of moving the ball all around. They might find themselves on the winning end of the scoreboard if they can keep it up. These are the guys getting buckets for the Chicago Bulls.
Game track. Bench points.
What I found interesting about that half of basketball is how the momentum stayed high, even when the substitutions started coming into the game. These guys coming off the bench, from both benches actually, are doing a great job of making positive contributions. Eric Bledsoe has already put together a pretty nice highlight reel for himself, and that's just after one half of basketball. He did a lot of scoring, and it probably won't stop anytime soon.
Eric Bledsoe he was on fire. We gotta stop him.
Who was told?
No one wants to be picked for this segment, but he couldn't avoid it. Maybe he'll turn things around in the second half. Plays from the first half.
Number 2.
Up 2. Nice.
Number 1.
His best play was the shot.
Thanks for joining us for the halftime report. The second half is about to get started.
Chicago with the possession. Here's a chance from long range. Knocks it
And the
down.
foul.
And the foul. He's going to the line for a chance at a 4-point play.
The most important part for the offensive player is to create space. If you can create space, you can find your rhythm, and that's what we saw.
Whacker.
Count that one. And a 4-point trip. Giannis with it up top. His guys down 3. To Matthews. Here comes the screen. Matthews to Bledsoe. Can't connect.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
Bledsoe with it up top. They're down 3. Not that time.
It's so important to instill confidence in your best player. I know he missed a shot earlier, but that doesn't mean that you can't run the same exact
with the
play
foul!
and let him prove he's a player he thinks he is, and we all know he is.
Right now, the Pistons have the basketball. Bledsoe to Matthews. Adetokunbo to Matthews. Detroit with 4 to shoot. Adetokunbo. And his foot was on the line. It's going the other way. Smith. Couple of cracks at the line.
Oh.
That's actually not a bad move at all. You're applying more pressure on him by sending him to the line.
Grayson Allen at the line.
That's Grayson Allen for you.
To the line, shooting 2.
Nope. First one does not go. Knocks down the second after going to use a timeout as their coach wants to get a word in with his guys here in this third quarter. Adetokunbo. For three. That out of his range and no good. From long range, yes. Give the advantage to the shooter.
And it just seems like your defense has lethargic closeouts. You need to close out with more of a sense of urgency. Run them off the three-point line. Make them take a tough two rather than an easy three.
To Adetokunbo. Gets it in the left corner. Matthew. Doesn't have the touch. No good. Smith into the front court. The lead stands at 9. Curling inside to J.R. Smith. Fires the three, and he's fouled. Good play by the shooter.
You know what? That's an even better play by the defender. I like the foul there. Send a message. Nothing easy.
He's going to have to earn it now. J.R. Smith at the line. First try at the line, no good. Pistons have it. Bledsoe. To Adetokunbo. Bledsoe. Down low to Monroe. From the painted area, won't go down. Oh, errant pass as it's taken away.
You know, Ed, sometimes you're just more ready to play than your opponent. The intensity and the effort is off the charts.
To Allen. Beyond the arc for three. He was crowded. Grayson Allen off the mark. Right player.
Can't teach height.
Lopez. Pistons have it.
Oh, crap.
Bledsoe with the basketball. His guys down by 9. Offensive rebound. Missed it.
Yeah.
How'd that not go down? Lopez to J.R. Smith. This man was close, but he finds a way to score.
And the true test of a team's character is how they respond when they get hit in the mouth. Keep digging.
Bledsoe to Adetokunbo. Not that time.
Oh, I see how you're playing this chess match. That's what you keep doing defensively. Keep baiting him and luring him into shooting that jump shot. Exploit it.
End to end on that one. 94 feet for the basket.
I'm sorry, his name is not John Wall or Russell Westbrook. So why is he getting a free pass down the entire length?
To J.R. Smith. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Not that time. He missed it.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's
Woo!
why you're on the floor. You keep
Step
doing
it
what
up,
you're
baby.
doing with that superior confidence.
The possession in favor of Detroit. Adetokunbo to Matthews. Nice pass to set things up.
And ISO basketball is becoming a thing of the past. Team basketball is back. And if you have that personnel with the versatility plus the mindset, game over.
Here's Lopez, down low. Inside, he scores.
And remember, Ed, they trailed at the
Timeout,
halftime.
Detroit.
This is not the same team that we saw in the first half. Playing with a new zest for life, apparently.
looks like both teams are making substitutions. Brunson to Adetokunbo. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs, the strength of his legs, help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Whoops, that won't go. Smith. He connects. The defender was in the vicinity, let it fly, and it goes.
Hey, one of the things I hear all the great teams say in the huddle, they say 1, 2, 3, no mercy. Now it's time for you to go even harder on the defensive end.
The drive, right to the basket, and get it to drop.
Yo, big kudos to the defender. It seems like the mere presence of him in the paint was enough to throw off the concentration of the guy trying to drop the layup in.
It's Detroit's ball. To Brogdon. Going to launch beyond the arc. That's off the side of the rim. Short. Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
This offseason was a summer of Giannis. He discovered so much about the American culture, even some of the sweets. And I see his game has gotten even sweeter.
Knocks it down from mid-range.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size. But in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
Brogdon to Adetokunbo. Knocked loose. That's a momentum play right there. 4-3. Not a good shot there as he misses it. If you're a fan, you love the will and the want. Has a look. Just not going down. Brunson. Offensive board. Working hard there. Collects the rebound and gets it back up for the slam.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Bulls with it. To Lopez. Curling inside. Lopez gets a look. Can't hit.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
There's certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that
he throws it down.
Everybody in the building, including myself, thought that pass was going somewhere else. Fool me once, okay, but you're definitely not fooling me twice.
They'll get it down low to Lopez and scores.
And Ed, not every pass needs to be a home run pass or a thread the needle. Sometimes an easy kick ahead or an easy shuffle pass can make the game simple. The more simplistic the game is, the more efficient you'll be as a unit.
Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes.
Number 6, Eric Bledsoe.
Brogdon to Adetokunbo.
Number 24.
He has to find better opportunities. Jay simply put the Bulls rolling the medical dice. Not just Jabari Parker, but also on Zach LaVine.
To sign Zach LaVine to that 4-year, $78 million deal, there's no doubt that both those kids have the talent, but do they have the durability to maintain themselves the entire season? If they both can maintain their health, they have a chance to be all-stars, and this team has a chance to be one of the top-tier teams in the East.
Pistons ball here. Bledsoe. There's a pass stolen by Chicago.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Deep three. And he stays cold from deep as he misses another one. It's no good.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
To Allen. Lets it fly from long range, buries it on the catch and shoot.
Don't seem shocked. This is how the game is played these days. Shooting a three is like shooting a layup.
Right now, the Pistons have the basketball. To Monroe. The big guy, Greg Monroe. With that shot, he's 5 for 8.
And when plays like that happen with multiple players touching the ball, the basketball guys will 100% reward you.
Foul. Hell of a chance at a three-point play.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Free throw good to cap off the three-point play as they continue to open things up here in the third quarter. Pistons have it. Got a piece of it.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. Knocked loose. Bulls have it. Hill into the front court. His guys hold a commanding lead. Here's a chance from long range. George Hill forcing that one. Well defended. Giannis in control of the basketball. He'll run the offense. Oh, he's denied.
Oh, big man doing work right there.
Here we go. Here we go.
For three. It's no good. Shot's not going down. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as the difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive, but when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want.
Great third quarter. Offensively fantastic, defensively fantastic.
Pistons basketball here to start the fourth quarter. The third quarter was a disaster. Remember, they led at halftime, and now they find themselves down big.
And he can't keep it in off the block.
Man, it's been a compelling game so far. The fourth quarter is underway. Marquise Chris. Shot from the lane won't go. Gets it in the right corner. To Gortat. Nice pass to get things going.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
To Adetokunbo. Count the basket at the rim.
Ooh, he teased me a little bit right there. But see, I like that. That's called a great entertainer. Always leaving me on the edge of my seat.
From long range.
That's his first personal foul. Team foul number 1.
Off the mark on the first free throw. Gets a second to go with one more to come. The possession in favor of Detroit. Brogdon to Brunson. Sizing up the defense. Five on the shot clock. Doesn't have the touch. No good.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off back.
Stuffs it down with authority.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat five, but we're watching one man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
Brunson to Brogdon. Fires the three. Rebound taken by Gortat.
And you knew this game had a chance to get out of hand pretty quickly because of the communication. When these guys stepped on the court, Ed, they were yapping back and forth to each other. And that kind of communication, that kind of collective responsibility to one another, you feel that on the court. That's why this team is special.
The assist from number 24.
It's Detroit's ball to Brogdon. Probing the defense. Brogdon to Brunson. Finds a shoot. Has a chance.
Won't go. Oh, I see how you're playing this chess match. That's what you keep doing defensively. Keep baiting him and luring him into shooting that jump shot. Exploit.
Knocks it down in the foul. And a chance now at a 4-point play.
Oh, that was a big-time shot. But more impressive than the shot, the bench reactions. I love the celebration tactics. This is why you love this game.
Got it at the line. Dwayne Dedmon rocking the rim.
What a pass. I have no clue how that ball even made it through the traffic.
Bulls with the basketball. Grayson Allen. Beyond the arc for three. That's good D. Shot no good. Surveys the floor. Brunson. Grayson Allen lets it fly from beyond the arc. Not easy.
It's easy to get lost in the chaos of the game down the stretch, but great awareness by the shooter to get those toes right behind the three-point line.
Foot was on the line. It's a turnover. We have both squads set to make some moves right now.
Subbing in for the Bulls, number 30, Ersan Ilyasova.
Bulls come away with it. Rises for the slam.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Here comes the screen. trying to cash in. Add 2 points to the board.
There you go. I like seeing scoring coming from unlikely sources.
It's Chicago ball. George Hill to Gortat. Inside, he scores.
As my mother would say to the defender, A for effort, F for results.
Bledsoe with it up top. Down a bundle. Knocked loose. Bledsoe. Ersan Ilyasova able to recover with the block. Second block in this quarter.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
To Gortat.
Oh! Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to... To Bledsoe. Knocked loose. It's a turnover as they head the other way. And stuffs it home.
You know, Ed, the effort is what concerns me the most. Effort is replenishable. If you're tired, raise your hand, check yourself out. Get somebody who actually wants to get back in transition and play some defense. That will help your team win the game, not you just staying in the game to be better on offense.
Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Going to launch beyond the arc. He was all over him. Oh, straight down the middle for 2.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Bulls have it.
Catch up, baby.
To Allen. 4-3. Shot off the mark. Good defense. Brogdon to Matthews. Fires the 3. Can't get the bounce.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
Lets it fly from long range. Great defense, forcing the miss. To Matthews. Short jumper off the mark. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
Free throws good. Add 1 more to the total. This game feels out of reach. Pistons ball here. To Matthews. And the basket good at the rim.
In the paint, you need to finish just like that.
To Gortat. Runners good there.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
To Brogdon. Wesley Matthews above the rim.
I don't think I could do that on a 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. Smith. Greg Monroe tips it. Second block in this quarter.
Here's one of the biggest secrets as we move into this new age of basketball, especially in the draft room. You have to draft players with size and length. That's the biggest deterrent for any team offensively.
Matthews goes to the right side. Defense making the ball carrier work. No good. Block shot.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Here's a chance from long range.
That reach was just about a second off. He got his hand in there a little bit quicker. That would have been a steal.
Just enough imbalance. First one goes down. And he hits the second. Knocks down all three at the line. Knocked loose. That's a turnover. It goes the other way. So important to take care of the basketball. Easy two on the other end after the turnover. At this point, if it continues, it just may be good night, Irene.
And I like that Irene line.
There you go, Jay.
And sometimes as a player on the defensive end, Ed, you need to draw a line in the sand. You have to find a way to change the narrative because right now the constant theme has been too many easy buckets.
Jay, don't deny it. You're an old soul at heart.
Yeah, I still don't know who Irene is.
Me neither. All right. Now whistle. We'll get a timeout called by Chicago as they'll talk things over here in this fourth quarter. Shifting gears. Here comes some substitutions. Hill. Deep right corner. Has a look. Won't go. He can do better than that.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Brunson to Adetokunbo. The Bulls clear the rebound. To Allen. For three. Can't connect. Brogdon to Brunson. Shot clock to 4 for the Pistons. To Brogdon. He's looking for that touch.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
To Adetokunbo. Nice pace. Sets it up and slams it down.
Ed, did you see what this pass just did? Now it encourages his teammates to move with more sense of urgency because they understand that next time down the court, they might be on the receiving end of that pass.
Driving right to the basket. Missed it. Almost a foul. They let it go.
And one of the most underrated things in this game is quick lateral speed. Good job by utilizing that speed and taking away the lane.
Brunson to Monroe. To Adetokunbo. He was smothered and still gets it to go down.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
George Hill. To Allen. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
The okey doke. Let's see if he'll try that one again.
Whistle stops play, and we'll get a timeout here for Detroit. They're down big in this fourth quarter, and a chance here to empty their bench. Looks like some substitutions are coming on in.
Number 23, Wesley Matthews.
Has a chance. Deep two there. Won't go. The Bulls take this one. They're now 2-0 in this young season. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Oh, gee, that wasn't even a chunk. That was one of those.
It's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports
Throw the ball
post-game
in.
wrap-up. The Bulls were merciless in this game. The scoring display they put on is going to be hard to forget. It's hard to imagine anyone doesn't come away impressed with how effectively they scored
That
their
one
points.
right there. Wait a minute.
What you see here is how the majority of the
that.
points
That
were
was
scored for the Chicago
The
Bulls.
thing, as usual, I'm trying to do two things at once,
The
so
Pistons seemed to give up on this game as it
I
got
got a
more
video
challenging.
for my YouTube
Losses
channel
like this become main discussion topics in the media. So
that I
hopefully
gotta
this team is ready
upload
to
and
answer the
everything,
tough
so
questions. It's not going to be fun. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Detroit Pistons.
gonna listen to that when I have time.
Fast break points.
Fast break point. Yeah,
The
we must
Detroit
do that.
Pistons
that-
can look back at this game and point to their
About
poor
20, right?
transition defense as
Yeah.
the primary reason for
Selling the
today's
ball.
loss. Too often, they found themselves out of position
Had to
once
be
the
about
outlet
20.
passes were finding their intended targets.
Player of the game.
The highlight says it all. He's your player of the game.
Andre White, yeah. They kept following him. He was every time he made a three. They was following.
Who was cold?
Who was cold?
What can you say
Marvin
about a guy
Randall.
like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was
Of
definitely
course.
cold in this game. We handpicked them for you. Here are the top plays.
Oh, nice.
Number 2. Number 1.
Here's a look at the upcoming games for the Chicago Bulls. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose, and it's been our pleasure to present you with some NBA basketball.
got Dallas Mavericks.
It's NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams for what should be a terrific matchup here tonight. From American Airlines Center in Dallas, tonight, the Dallas Mavericks taking on the Chicago Bulls. The Mavericks begin the game with the basketball. Jay, he's the one that got away. But why is DeAndre Jordan now right for Dallas?
Because he wants to be there. If you remember Dallas courting him back in the summer of 15, he actually committed to them verbally. And in a calamitous and emoji-filled turn of events, Jordan actually changed his mind, split his seat, both sides have reconciled, and now Jordan to be the pillar and the franchise down low on the blocks for the Dallas Mavericks.
Into the front court, it's Wall. Looking to make something happen. To Oladipo. To Wall. Nothing going. Wall to Oladipo. For three. His first effort off the mark. To Allen. Inside, he scores.
You know what I like about this head down and forcing the action? He patiently waited for the play to develop.
Wall to Oladipo. Has a look. Wide open. Too easy. You can't give him that look.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
At range.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
Oladipo. From the painted area. Won't go down.
And a lot of times in this league, teams take days off. But if this defense keeps maintaining that style of pace defensively, this is going to be a dogfight.
Jumper's good.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans, so finding his rhythm.
Trying to cash in. Oladipo's shot misses. Nothing going here on that drive. Launch beyond the arc. And he can't get it to go down. It's no good. Harris to Harris curling inside to Tobias Harris. Got a piece.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed. It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Oh, highlight moves. Tough to do with the defender all over you. He was hacked.
To get agitated when you keep turning around and the defense is right there in your face. The jawing is only going to escalate.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
People become arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Jay, let's talk about the rookie out of Duke. Give us a scouting report on Wendell Carter Jr.
Well, he has an old school four-man to today's game. And him and Lauri Markkanen together in that front court provide you the versatility that every guard would dream of involved.
Oh, he can't connect. Dragic into the front court. 8-2 our score. Horford.
So much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
Count it. And the foul. He is going to the
defender. You can't keep your hand outwards in the pocket of the shooter. The offensive player recognized that. He raked his arms into yours on his way up to take the shot. That's a foul every time.
Three-pointer plus a free throw on that trip. The Mavericks signal for timeout as Dragic to Tobias Harris.
Oh! Whoa! Get that out of here!
Message sent, Jay. Harris to Dragic. Brook Lopez with the block.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
Yes, and a foul.
I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
Free throw up and good as they open things up to a 13-point lead. Dallas owns the basketball. Epo. Here comes the screen.
Ed, I'm going to gloat about my old team here for a second. Did you know the Bulls are the only NBA franchise to win multiple championships in series in their history.
6-0 right now. It helped to have a guy named MJ. But, Jay, think about this. If he's not gone those 2 seasons, maybe it's 8 straight finals wins. Oladipo into the front court. Trailing by 15 to Wall. Curling inside. Short jumper won't fall.
Intensity on that play, that's how you actually dig in the dirt and do your job on the defensive end.
Lets it fly from beyond the arc. It's the Mavericks right now at the controls.
Ooh, nice.
Wall. And the reward, a couple of shots at the line.
It's still early, so no real impact on that call. But you know that they're going to call this one tight. So you might want to keep your hands out of his pocket.
Victor Oladipo at the line. First one, count it. It's 2 for 2 at the line. To Lopez. Short jumper won't go down. To able to convert inside.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Chicago possession. Message received. Well defended. Into the front court comes Wall. Trailing by 14. Knocks it down. Off the step back. What do you see in John Wall's game, Jay, that sets him
left hand better than he can finish with his right? I remember watching him in high school. He was jumping off his right foot and dunking the ball lefty as if it was that easy. He can do it with both hands, which makes him way more efficient around the rim.
14-point deficit. To Oladipo. Five on the shot clock for the Mavs. Has a look. Yes, Victor Oladipo. 2-4 now.
That was a tough shot. The guy was in your pocket. He even contested playing until then.
Bulls with it. To Allen. To get it to go. Can't fault the D.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
To Oladipo. It's no good. Great defense. 24 wins for the Mavericks a year ago. Jay, I know you can't wait to watch this young backcourt in action.
Yeah, they have the backcourt of the future. And if you're a Dallas fan, you've had an explosive backcourt. Jason Kidd, Michael Finley, maybe. Now think about Luka Doncic and also Dennis Smith Jr. A dynamic backcourt. Both guys can handle. Both guys can shoot. You lose Yogi Ferrell, the free agency bird, named Jalen Brunson, who's a tough kid who won a national championship at Villanova. Safe to say the backcourt is going in the right direction for Rick Carlisle.
Bulls have it. To Allen. The shot, almost. The drive. Right to the basket. Straight down the middle of the leg.
You know, when I sit down and I think about it, it really blows my mind to how far Depot has came over the past 3 seasons. That first stop in Orlando, I remember watching a kid who had crazy talent and at times showed glimpses inconsistent. But in OKC, though, something changed, and it had to be the influence of Russell Westbrook. When you're around a dude that plays with 110% every day of the week, that has to push you mentally to levels that you never experienced before. That was the first time in his NBA basketball. He played with a purpose. Now when I look at him, I see a refocus. I see the dedication to the game he loves. There's no doubt now that he is the leader of this franchise.
To Allen. Shot from the lane.
Come on, man.
Oladipo into the front court. Down 12. Missed it. They weren't going to give that to him.
And that's how you make a difference. Every shot that the offense takes, make sure that it has a 10 as
to Gortat. Yes, Marcin Gortat. Missed his first. That one goes.
I'll look out for that same move on the next possession now.
Oladipo. To Danny Green. Fires the three. Can't connect. It's no good. Danny Green. Oh, he was locked in. That was impressive. To Gortat. 4-3. Knocks it down.
Great.
That was a tough shot.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
Oladipo into the front court. Down a bundle. Danny Green. Curling inside. Stuffs it down
man.
with authority.
I don't think anyone's trying to send a message. Look into their eyes. They're laser focused. They're playing as if this game is tied.
Oh, highlight moves. Tough to pull off with the defender all over you. Bane's shot no good. It's Chicago ball. Here's a chance from long range. Can't connect. Oladipo into the front court. His guys down big. That's off the side of the rim, short. Fires the three.
Wow.
Hits it.
And a three.
And a
Stop
chance now
jumping at that man.
4-point play.
The defender cannot be caught with his hand staying in the cookie jar. You have to keep that hand going in and out. Going in and out. Keep the offensive player thinking about where your hands are at all times.
And he knocks it down at the line. Now a whistle. Dallas will use the timeout as they'll go over some tactics. Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups. Two for three now here in the first.
Finally something goes their way. I don't think I need to tell you, but this has been a disaster of a first quarter. They just need somebody to get hot, and then they need to come together as a team and get a few stops.
The assist from number 3.
Mavericks with the basketball. Knocked loose. Bulls have it. Hill across the timeline. His guys holding the big lead. Chicago with 4 to shoot. Gets a look. Can't hit.
You see, this is something that everybody has, but some people choose to use it or not. I'm glad you choose to use effort on getting.
That'll do it for the first quarter. It has been all Bulls. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you. As we get things started here, Chicago with the possession. Jay, 27 wins a year ago for the Bulls. What can this team be?
But in order for that to happen, a lot of guys need to take that major next step in their careers. Laurie Marketing needs this. What position will he play at the PG spot? Wendell Carter, their first-round draft pick, and also Jabari Parker. He is the key cog in this wheel. If he is healthy and plays to the level of expectation that we know he can, this team can make the playoffs.
Defense.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Green
punching it. And I'm telling you right now, there's always going to be a home for a player in this league for a guy who does the cleanup work around the rim like that.
To Gortat. Rebound cleared by Dallas. And the denial.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Here comes the screen. Danny Green to Horford. From the painted area, won't go down.
And this happens all the time in this league. Sometimes offensively, you're tired. It's one of those type of nights. You can be inactive and contesting everything. That's why shots aren't dropped.
Oh, he's denied.
Oh, big man doing work right there.
Dallas has it. Dragic to Danny Green. Crawford. A chance, but it's no good. Another follow, still no good. The follow won't go either. To yes, marching Gortat. Tough shooting. Only 2 for 6 after that make.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great yourself and what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
To Gortat. Goes to the right side. Scores.
Everybody in the building, including myself, thought that pass was going somewhere else. Fool me once? Okay. But you're definitely not fooling me twice.
Danny Green. Oh, nice find for the basket.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
To J.R. Smith. Let's it fly from long range. That's off the side of the rim. No good. Danny Green. A lot of contact. No whistle there.
And no emotion. Just that ice-cold stare. That's a sign of somebody who's here to compete.
To J.R. Smith. Nothing going here on that drive. To J.R. Smith. Trying to cash in. The jumper's off the...
Guiding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
To Horford. Crawford. To Danny Green. Dragic. That's off the side of the rim, short.
And there's always so much talk. If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
Man, that was a tough shot.
Okay, I see you for the touchdown.
The Mavericks signal for timeout as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. Mixing things up. Hot teams making changes. Jumper off the mark. It goes down.
You know, teams usually shoot higher percentages early in the shot clock. Plus, you take away the legs of the defense. You have to dictate the pace.
Danny Green to Horford. Oh, bad pass, and the Bulls have it.
That's called game affection. Every possession on the road is critical.
To J.R. Smith. For three, won't go down for J.R. Smith. Defense was all over him. Dallas with the possession. Knocked loose. Bulls come away.
But wise, you cannot get outworked. Get that ball back.
Hill going to launch beyond the arc. George Hill forcing that one. Well defended.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Horford lets it fly from beyond the arc. Gets it to go. Coach cannot be happy with that closeout.
It's all about creating space with the dribble. Once you have that gap, he chose a dagger with the three.
And the basket good at the rim.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as a difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves, but when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want.
He connects, had all the time in the world. Too easy.
The great defenders, the ones that really earn their paycheck, or the ones that refuse to be screened. You stuck to that screen like Velcro.
Hill. Oh, good D. Knocked loose. Bulls have it. Gortat. Beyond the arc for three.
He was, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Danny Green to Tobias Harris. Fires the three. The Bulls with the rebound. Chicago basketball. George Hill to Rudy Gay. Gets a shot up off the mark. Yes,
Gortat.
Marcin Gortat. He's 3 for 7.
That's bull. Put the ball in the bucket.
Wall with it up top. He'll run the offense to Tobias Harris. Horford.
Oh, J.R. Smith.
Into the front
Get
court.
him.
His guys
Oh.
hold Smith with the strong finish.
And that is the sign of an unselfish team. When everybody in transition thinks they have a chance to get the ball because you have a willing passer, somebody willing to make other players on his team look to play that much harder on offense and give you more energy on the defensive end.
Nice.
Driving right to the basket.
Colton.
At the rim. And scores.
Not a Ferrari, definitely not a Lambo, but hey, get you from point A to point B.
Bulls with the rock. Hill. Pass stolen by the Mavericks. Take stock of the floor. From the outside, no good. Hill into the front court. Looking to make something happen. 4-3. Well defended. Wall to Danny Green. Strong finish that time for Danny Green.
Ed, did you see what this pass just did? Now it encourages his teammates to move with more sense of urgency. Court, they might be on the receiving end of that pass.
To George Hill. Can't connect from in close. Wall. To Horford. Add 2 points to the board.
I tell you, he's so special, Ed. He makes the game look easy.
It look easy. Bulls with the basketball. George Hill. Here's a chance from long range. Tough shot. Well defended. Shot from the lane. Won't go. Grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Yes, Marcin Gortat. Now 4 for 9. Now a whistle. Dallas will use the timeout as they'll talk things over here in the second quarter. Time to adjust on the floor. Oladipo to Danny Green.
2 minutes left in the second quarter.
Deep right corner. To Danny Green. Can't connect.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
Rudy Gay up to the challenge. Hits the three.
Only one expecting to shoot that shot. The crowd, the coaching staff, every other player on the court, and myself, all of our mouths are left wide open right now.
Yes. Victor Oladipo. He's 4 for 8. That's 50%.
The NBA's most improved player was a guy that always off the court, but he always put in the work to be better. Was a sponge for information, an insatiable appetite to be the best. But the difference is, he's believing in himself. Whether that's singing at the NBA award show or performing at the highest level on the court, is officially arrived.
Victor Oladipo with the slam.
And easy to get back on defense.
Chicago possession. And he hits.
Nice shot, Lopez.
Like that.
That's 3 though.
Into the shot. That's smooth.
Have to respect all elements of his game. Oladipo into the front court. Hit to Danny Green. Doesn't have the touch. No good. Fires the three. Now that's a touch by Ersan Ilyasova.
Wow. Please tell me they get blocked.
He wants
Please tell me they get blocked.
Onto the floor. Oladipo into the front court. Down a bundle to Danny Green. And stuffs it down. Jay, you know the deal. Keep the touches coming inside.
As long as that defense continues to give you high percentage shots, you better take that every time.
Deep three at the buzzer. Good. A three at the buzzer. Everything going right so far as they've extended the lead. A very one-sided first half of basketball as we are at halftime. Let's get you to Orlando, where we say hello to Jalen Rose in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
It's time for the Rose Report at halftime, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. The Bulls were the dominant team in that first half. Playmaking.
Come here right
they
back.
gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Chicago Bulls. The Mavericks did a lot of things wrong. Isn't enough time to get into all of their problems. But I'll tell you this, they need to try to get better. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Dallas Mavericks.
Game tracking. Steals.
As long as there's time left on the game clock, no lead is truly safe. They just have to be ready to seize every opportunity in the second half.
Player of the half.
The film speaks for itself. He's definitely the player of the half. Now he just got to give an encore to get his team to win.
Woo.
Who was cold?
Forget cold. This guy will be happy to be lukewarm at this point. He can't seem to get anything going. Here we go with the top plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
And that concludes our halftime report. Thanks for joining us, and see you again after the game.
Jay, simply put, the Bulls rolling the medical dice. Not just Jabari Parker, but also on Zach LaVine.
They signed Zach LaVine to that 4-year, $78 million deal. There's no doubt that both those kids have the talent, but do they have the durability to maintain themselves the entire season? If they both can maintain their health, they have a chance to be all-stars, and this team has a chance to be one of the top-tier teams in the East.
No, good defense there as the Mavs take it away.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
John Wall trying to cash in on the three-point play. For his career, 78% at the line. Free throw up and good. It's a three-point play, but a rare spot as they continue to trail big. Bulls with it. From long range. No good. That's great defense. Count the basket. To Lopez. Al Horford sends it away. Second block in this quarter. Yes, it drops. Little drama on that one.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
And Jay, they called the foul.
Ed, you can't lunge like that.
Danny Green. Wall. Oh, who saw that coming?
This game comes down to micro adjustments. Either mismatches, ball screens, slipping action on those ball screens, quick fades to threes. It just seems like you're actually finding your rhythm offensively.
Lets it fly from long range. That's how you defend.
So just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Al Horford able to recover with the ball.
Boy, their defense is the second half has been
blocking so many shots
on point.
only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Dallas owns the basketball. Rebound taken in by Chicago. For 3, that's good D. Shot no good. And he buries it.
John Wall, the new modern-day athlete. He battled the knee injury last season and missed 41 contests after undergoing arthroscopic surgery on that knee, and still one of the fastest guys we have in the league today.
Nice pass to set things up.
What a pass. I have no clue how that ball even made it through the traffic.
To Tobias. Wall. Down low for Harris. Not done yet.
Block. There you go.
This game is all about playing mind tricks.
There go on.
Getting their shot
Come on.
off than they are about actually making the shot.
Knocked loose. Wall. Has a look. Oh, looks like everyone's getting into the action.
Dude, you down
Did you
by
see
like
that? Eyes to the
18
rim, and
points.
the rest
Why are
was
you
on
looking
net.
at
Bullshit.
this?
Inside, he scores.
Ooh, he teased me a little bit right there. But see, I like that. That's called a great entertainer. Always leaving me on the edge of my seat.
To Oladipo. Horford. Tobias Harris gets the 2.
And ISO basketball is becoming a thing of the past. Team basketball is back. And if you have that personnel with the versatility plus the mindset, game over.
To Lopez. Yes, and the foul.
Oh, yeah, and the foul. I know the foul.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number 2, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Brook Lopez at the line for a chance at a three-point play. He's struggled so far. Free throw's good as they continue to widen their lead. It's the Mavericks right now at the controls. Probing the defense. Wall to Horford. Tobias Harris above the rim. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
From the painted area, won't go down. To Oladipo. Not that time.
The most important thing a shooter can do is continue to shoot. The defense is always going to give great effort, but it's more of your psyche that goes into the next shot that will limit you on whether you make the shot or not.
Al Horford with a piece. 4th this contest.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody. Oh, he just blocked that shot out of bounds.
Jay, they're lucky they get the ball back. Wall. That won't go. Grayson Allen to Lopez. Going to launch beyond the arc. Can't go down. Smothering defense. To Oladipo.
Damn.
To Wall. Runner here won't go down. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. He was crowded. Grayson Allen off the mark. Mavericks with the possession. In the slam. Here on their home floor, they're chipping away.
I mean, does this crowd have a pulse? Are they even alive? Sometimes when you make a play like that, your crowd needs to get you back in this ballgame.
To Lopez with a drop step. Shot from the lane won't go. Oh, straight down the middle for 2.
There you go. I like
Calm
seeing this
down.
coming from unlikely sources.
Now whistle. We'll get a timeout called by Chicago as their coaching staff wants to toss things over here in this 3rd quarter. It's Chicago ball. Grayson Allen to Lopez. Brook Lopez. He's 5 for 10, shooting 50%.
Barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
Here comes the screen. Yes,
And the
foul. They'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
John Wall trying to cash in on the 3-point play. He's perfect from the line so far. Missed the foul shot. And counted at the rim.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Mavericks with the basketball. Jay, he's the one that got away. But why is DeAndre Jordan now right for Dallas?
Because he wants to be there. If you remember Dallas courting him back in the summer of 15, he actually committed to them verbally. And in a calamitous and emoji-filled turn of events, Jordan actually changed his mind, spurning Dallas to stay in L.A. It's good to see both sides have reconciled, and now Jordan to be the pillar in the franchise down low on the blocks for the Dallas Mavericks.
Layups good.
Nice.
Those are the types
Nice.
of shots you always strive for. Crawford. To Tobias Harris. Wall. Is good.
Consistency wins a game. Sometimes you have to double down. I'm sure that's what their coach told them to do in the locker room. Keep shooting your shot.
Chicago with the possession. To Allen. Beyond the arc for three. He is yet to hit one tonight. No good. To Crawford. Almost. Unlucky bounce.
Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
To Lopez. Has a chance.
Oh.
Gets a look. Can't hit.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
Mario
Now
Hezek.
ready for a couple of free throws. Mario Hezonja at the line. First one goes down.
Into the game for the Mavericks, number 7.
Can't connect on the second, and he splits the pair. To Lopez. Deep left corner. Grayson Allen. Gets it in the right corner. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at three coming up.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Free throw try, off the mark. Dragic with it, down by 15. There's a pass stolen by Chicago. Grayson Allen to Lopez. Defender was right there. He has to know better.
Oh, I see how you're playing this chess match. That's what you keep doing defensively. Keep baiting him and luring him into shooting that jump shot. Exploit it.
Oh, they call
They're
it
in the
for
bonus.
foul.
A simple touch.
Come on.
First free throw is good.
Number 6.
Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Chicago basketball. To Lopez. The pass set it all up.
But did you see the way he was able to do it?
13
Ed? Did you
points
see him
for
constantly
Lopez. That's what he
probe the
needs from the
defense
big
by
man.
maintaining his dribble? Ultimately, if you keep your eyes on all the other defenders, they will lose track of where the ball is. That's where you slip a quick pass in for an easy dime.
Goran Dragic. 4 out of 7.
Goran Dragic.
Known to get under players' skin and uses it to his advantage, was a first-time All-Star last season.
Gets it in the left corner. Fires the three. Offensive board. And he's fouled. Nice
Oh.
move that time, and he's going to the line for 2.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big-time play.
Brook Lopez at the line. Knocks down the
Good.
first.
Okay, damn. I was lucky in that one.
Number 2.
Second one off the mark. He goes 1 for 2. Dallas has it. Throws it down. Whoa, that was like
John
an
Wall.
express train. No
John
local
Wall.
stops.
It's like you walking into the tunnel getting ready before this game.
They got it down to 12.
You had the horse blinders on. You were myopic. Nobody
This was like a
stopping you.
20-some-odd
You were
lead.
focused.
Jay, there's a level we have to reach. Game in and game out. Gamers know
Woo,
what it's about.
woo. 3-pointer. Yeah.
Dragic with the basketball. Trailing by 15 to Crawford. Shot clock winding down. John
Damn.
Wall goes to work
After breaking his ankle
to
broke.
Allen. Goes to the left side.
That's a 3, though. That's a 3.
Buries it on the catch and shoot.
And here's a setup, Ed, down the stretch. From a player who's been in these type of positions.
John Wall didn't get that in
eventually
his
I'm going to
game.
hit you with a head fake, and you're going to have to jump considering I just made the last couple of threes. And that's when I find an easy way to get to the rim. Or,
Reject.
and he can't keep it in off the block.
Man, that was impressive. Time to shuffle things up. Dragic. Wall. And it's good.
Not everybody possesses this power, but wow, what quarter wears.
22 for John Wall.
Bulls with the rock. Trying to cash in. Knocks it down from mid-range.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Wall across the timeline. Down a bundle.
Here we go.
Has a look.
Okay.
The screen sets him up for 2.
Bread and butter. And there are few that can do it better off the screen.
Deep 3 at the buzzer. 3 quarters complete. Nice cushion for the Bulls.
They got it down to 15. Can they get it any closer? 101-86.
Dallas with the basketballs. We begin the 4th quarter. And they're not totally out of it just yet, but you'd have to say they have lots of work to do to get back in this game.
They probably have to put together some kind of 10-0 run to get back in this ball game, but this is when an opportunity has a chance to become magical. I've been part of it, and I've seen it happen so many different times. Just because a team has been dominating you the last couple of quarters doesn't mean that you can't start believing in yourself, that you can do anything you want to do on the court at any given time. You watch, once you start to believe, you'll get back in this game.
To Rudy Gay. That's toughness right there. Physical inside, gets it to go.
You know,
Rudy
it
Gay's
reminds
got
me of
7.
a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But to hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Deep 2 there, won't go.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Danny Green to Tobias Harris. The drive, right to the basket. Goran Dragic. With that shot, he's 5 for 8.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Hill to Gortat. Off the assist.
Well, we got a chance
Or
to
top with 10.
firsthand
There you
watch
go.
something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Here's a chance from long range. Great defense, forcing the miss.
People do not realize the brilliance of the coaching in this league. The small adjustments made defensively has made all the difference in the second half.
Bulls with the basketball. George Hill, pass stolen by the Mavericks.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
Inside, he scores.
Look, the most efficient offenses are the ones with the highest number of assists. There are only 5 teams in the league that average 25 assists or more.
Hill across the timeline. His team on top by 13. To Rudy Gay. Nothing going here on that drive. Fires the three. Well, with JR, it can be no, no, no. Yes, when it goes in.
Yeah, and what we're seeing is a brilliant offensive display. You have ball movement, player movement, and great shooting to top it off. You get those 3 things going, you're going to be a dynamic offensive unit.
Driving right to the basket. Right down Broadway for the 2. Defender has to pick him up.
I wasn't quite expecting him to get there, but I can be wrong. Sometimes, not a lot, but maybe sometimes.
Hill to Rudy Gay from long range. That's off the side of the rim, no good. On the follow, way to stay with it.
Did you see that change of direction mid-flight? And also the English he utilized to spin the ball off the rim? That was a thing of beauty.
Dragic to Wall. Short jumper won't fall. Finishing inside the paint on that one. The Mavericks signal the timeout as they'll talk things over.
You got it back up to 18. They don't need.
Shifting gears. Here come some substitutions. Shot from the lane won't go. To Hill. George Hill. It's been a quiet night. Only 3 attempts, but he makes that one stick.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Dallas with the possession. Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
George Hill to J.R. Smith. Lets it fly from long range. Won't go down for J.R. Smith. Defense was all over him. Oladipo into the front court. His guys down big. To J.R. Smith. Cruises inside for 2.
So many people think making assists is creating something razzle and dazzle. Sometimes giving the ball up the most efficient.
To Dragic. Has a chance. Add 2 points to the board.
It just seems like nobody can stop him but him. Once he's found his offensive swag, that boy's deadly.
Chicago possession. Hill to J.R. Smith. Can't connect.
It's so important to instill confidence in your best player. I know he missed a shot earlier, but that doesn't mean that you can't run the same exact play and let him prove he's a player he thinks he is, and we all know he is.
And the finish at the rim.
J.R. Smith, got it at 11.
That's what I'm talking
Yes.
about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Dragic into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Smith now into the front court. His guys holding the big lead. George Hill, consistent effort. He's at 50%.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
Takes it right to the rim. A lot of contact there, but they say no foul.
The defense needs to be in more of a stance and react better. A player with that kind of NBA talent level will get to the rim every time with moves like that.
George Hill to J.R. Smith. Oh, good defense there as the Mavs take it away. Oladipo into the front court. He'll run the offense. Oh, can't do that.
He took a chance. That's the right call.
Looks like some substitutions are coming on in.
That's his first personal foul. Team foul on
Dragic. That's out. Last touch by Goran Dragic. Bulls with it. Hill to J.R. Smith. For three. Smothering D.
In the first half, he pretty much made every single shot. It was magical to watch. But now that you have drawn so much attention, try to get your teammates more involved.
To Dragic. Oh, highlight moves. Tough to do with the defender all over you. Going to launch. Beyond the arc. Off the mark. Screen coming. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it. Hill into the front court. His guys hold a commanding lead. And he buries it.
Hand down, man down. You gotta get up and contest the shot.
Ric Flair. To the Ric Flair. Woo!
To Dragic. Wall. Jumper's good.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Bulls have it. George Hill to Gortat. Trying to cash in. And it's Harris who's able to clear the rebound. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
the assist from number 34, Tobias Harris.
Hill to J.R. Smith. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. He engulfed him that time.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Hill across the timeline. His guys leading by 14. And count the basket.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul, but take it when you can get it.
Dallas owns the basketball to Dragic. Wall. Surveys the floor. Five on the shot clock for the Mavs. Beyond the arc for three.
That'll be a winning formula in overtime every time. Answer a 2 on one end with a 3 on the other. Ed, tell me if I'm wrong, but I think a 3 is more than a 2, correct?
That is great math, my friend. Hill into the front court. The advantage is 13 points. Fires the three, shakes free, and hits.
And they're relentless with these long shots. It just seems like their spacing is perfect, and they come down, they know exactly where they want to be, and they're shooting the ball without hesitation.
Not today.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
That's off the side of the rim, short.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Number 2, John Wall.
It's Chicago ball. J.R. Smith 4-3. Not easy.
It's easy to get lost in the chaos of the game down the stretch, but great awareness by the shooter to get those toes right behind the three-point line.
Now a whistle. Dallas will use the timeout as they'll make sure they're all on the same page here in the fourth quarter. We have both squads set to make some moves right now.
Number 42, Al Horford. Subbing in for Chicago. Number 41.
Here's Wall for two. Gets a look. Can't hit. Chicago with the possession. Hill. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
The okey doke. Let's see if he'll try that one again.
Wall to Tobias Harris. Fakes, drives to the rim, and scores.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
George Hill. Al Horford. Huge block. Ooh, 5 now.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Into the front court. It's Wall. Down a bundle. Frank Kaminsky rejects it. Ooh, 5 now.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Here's a chance from long range, and the Mavs able to clear the rebound. Here comes the screen. Knocked loose. Bulls come away with it. The Bulls take this one as they win this one handily. That'll wrap things up. For Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Here. And I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Bulls got the win in a nail-biter. You ask me, and I'll tell you, it was the ball movement that made all the difference. There's something to be said for a team that can win as a group, and that's what happened here today. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Chicago Bulls. The Mavericks finished on the losing end of a close score. When a team goes back and review the film, coach will probably find areas of improvement. But one thing he can't say is they should have shot better. They did a great job of scoring in this game. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Dallas Mavericks.
Game track. Assists.
The teams in this matchup did a great job of moving the ball and keeping the game flowing. It was the sort of action fans love to see, and I definitely enjoyed it myself. The unselfish play made for a great game.
player.
39 assists on 57 shots.
I like this
I
choice
love that
because he
type of
really
play.
put on the show in this game. There's a reason he's a fan favorite.
$23 points, 11 assists.
Who was cold?
Who was cold?
What can you
Al
say about a
Horford.
guy like this?
Wow.
Except that he fished the title of this segment.
3 for 15.
He was definitely cold in this game.
Yikes.
These are the top 3 plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
Here's a view of the upcoming games for the Dallas Mavericks. That does it for us. On behalf of the rest of the crew, good night.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and play this.
It is NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams. Should be a terrific game here tonight. We are at United Center in the Windy City. Tonight, the Chicago Bulls taking on the Charlotte Hornets. The Charlotte Hornets begin the game with the basketball. Irving to Kyle Kuzma. Knocked loose. That's a turnover. It goes the other way. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
And I love this smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
Free throw up and good. It's a 3-point play on the first possession of the game. Irving brings the ball up court. To Valanciunas. Kyrie Irving. Good start. He's made his first shot. If he keeps playing like this, we all may believe that the earth is indeed flat.
And that's what you love about Kyrie. He's constantly probing. He's probing on the court by maintaining his dribble, and then also probing off the court with saying lines like the earth is flat. The fact that that was on the cover of every magazine, the headline of every social media title, goes to show you that Kyrie is great at hijacking your amygdala, both on and off the court.
Into the front court, it's Irving, trailing by 4. Not that time. Jay, 27 wins a year ago for the Bulls. What can this team be?
They have the potential to be a playoff team, but in order for that to happen, a lot of guys need to take that major next step in their careers. Lauri Markkanen needs to step up. Chris Dunn, his backup role. What position will he play at the PG spot? Wendell Carter, their first-round draft pick. And also Jabari Parker. He is the key cog in this wheel. If he is healthy and plays to the level of expectation that we know he can, this team can make the playoffs.
Three. Not easy.
I don't know how he saw his man out in the cut like that, but that was nice.
Hornets have the basketball. Irving to Luka Doncic. Nothing going here on that drive. The screen sets him up for 2.
The pro game has really come down to P&Rs. Let's see how the defense adjusts.
Grayson Allen takes it right to the rim. A lot of contact there, but they say no foul.
Might have had an extra dribble or 2 there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Kyrie across the timeline. 5-point game to Luka Doncic. Here comes the screen. Going to launch beyond the arc. They dared him, and he burns them.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Bulls with it. Here's Lopez, down low. Brook Lopez missed his first. That one goes.
Yeah.
You know what I like about this pass play? Instead of putting his head down and forcing the action, he patiently waited for the play to develop.
To P.J. Tucker. Irving. That's no good.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Trying to cash in. Here's Irving into the front court. Down 4 to Valanciunas. Inside, he scores.
What a pass. I have no clue how that ball even made it through the traffic.
To Allen. From long range, Grayson Allen, you know he loves a challenge.
Well, the defense has been good, but the shot-making ability has been better. And sometimes for NBA players at this level, the more you're in their face, the more it helps them center their focus on the target, which is making the shot. I know it sounds weird, but trust me, it's a real thing, Ed.
To Irving. They get it to Kuzma, down low. Shot from the lane, won't go. Goes to the right side. Grayson Allen. Gets toughness right there. Physical inside, gets it to go.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Kyrie Irving at the line for a chance at a three-point play. A career 87% from the line. Free throw is good to finish off the three-point play. That slices the lead down to 4. Chicago basketball.
And I'm going to gloat about my old here for a second. Did you know the Bulls are the only NBA
nice.
franchise to win multiple championships and never lose an NBA Finals series in their history?
6-0, right?
Damn.
Now, help to have a guy named MJ. But Jay, think about
can't
this.
reach in on
He's
Kyrie
not
Irving.
gone those 2 seasons. Maybe it's
You're not gonna let me knock the ball away. We'll have to learn. Gonna learn today.
Valanciunas with the denial.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
Oh, he had him there for a second. Oh, a lot of contact. Shots no good and no foul.
And that's how you make a difference. Every shot the offense takes, make sure that it has a 10 as far as degree of difficulty.
Irving with the basketball. Down 5. And the defender over pursues, and he's called for it.
Those cat-like hands almost got a steal.
Substitution being made in this one.
Into the game for the Charlotte Hornets, number 7, Jeremy
Tucker. Lynn. His first effort off the mark. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Well defended.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Tucker to Luka Doncic. From the painted area, won't go down.
Woo! I like that intensity on that play. That's how you actually dig in the dirt and do your job on the defensive end.
The assist from number 11.
Hornets at the controls of this one. Lynn to Valanciunas. Brook Lopez with the block. That's his first of the game.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
That's rebounded by the Hornets.
Come on, get it. Oh. All
Kuzma
that.
to Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
Doesn't have the touch. No good.
I got it. Go for it.
To Allen. Here's Lopez. Down low. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
The okie doke. Let's see if he'll try that one again.
Lynn with it. 9-point margin.
Jeremy Lin with all that hair?
Oh, he's denied.
Oh, big man doing work right there.
Has a look. And that's rebounded by Kuzma. Lynn to Valanciunas. Jonas Valanciunas. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field.
Valanciunas giving you that size, giving you that length, a guy that can extend the defense. But you kind of forget that he was the 5th pick taken overall.
Wow,
in
really?
2011.
Pass the ball
Looks
on
like
the
both teams are making
baseline.
substitutions.
Entering the game for the Bulls, number 13, Rasheed Wallace.
Irving. To Luka Doncic. Bulls have it. Lets it fly from long range. How's
nice.
that for a start? 14 points in this first quarter as he knocks down the 3.
And look, I know this requires great conditioning on the defensive part, but you have to start denying him the ball. Make him catch the ball further away from the basket.
To Gortat. Oh, great pass. Setting up the basket.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Oh, Jay, he commands the paint this time down.
As a player, there's nothing better than coming out in the first quarter and playing exactly the same way you played the last couple of days of practice. You're moving the ball, you're capitalizing on mistakes, and you really built a nice lead.
Nothing going here on that drive. To Gortat. Deep left corner. Fires the three. Can't go down. Smothering defense. Irving into the front court. Trailing by 14. And they call it.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor.
Number 3, George Hill. Subbing in, George Garland. Number 7, Jeremy.
Marcin Gortat.
Oh, and he can't
Nice
keep
block.
it in off the block.
Man, that was impressive.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed. The sun, Ed.
Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
There you go. I like seeing scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Bulls with the rock. Jay, let's talk about the rookie out of Duke. Give us a scouting report on Wendell Carter Jr.
Well, he has an old-school four-man's game with a skill set that is adaptable to today's game. And him and Lauri marketing together in that front court provide you the versatility that every guard would dream of involved in pick and pops.
To George Hill. Almost. Unlucky bounce. Lynn with it. Trailing by 10. Screen coming. Able to convert inside.
There you go. Finally, shoot your shot.
Chicago with the possession. To Hill. Nothing going here on that drive. It goes down.
Who's controlling the paint? The offense is controlling the paint right now. The defense needs to do a better job of making it more uncomfortable for those easy lays.
Spinning shot. Won't fall. Got it.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as the difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive, but when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want it.
Doncic. Knocked loose. It's a turnover as they head the other way. Here's a chance from long range. Buries it.
Even though the coach initially may not like that shot, now he's clapping because that ball went in.
Charlotte with the basketball. Lynn to Luka Doncic. Turns and slams it down. Jay, this is getting scary fast.
If you're the defense, you have to deny him the ball. Maybe throw a box and one. Maybe throw a zone. Maybe even throw the kitchen sink because he's putting on a show in the first quarter.
Beyond the arc for three. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
They're shooting the ball well, but let me tell you why. They're already ready to shoot before they even catch the ball. Look at their hands. Their hands are ready, providing a target. So when they catch that ball, they go right into their shot. We call that being shot ready.
Has a chance. He's too good to leave that wide open. Defense has to communicate. That's it for the first quarter. Nice cushion for the Bulls. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. Bulls have it. To Gortat. Nothing going here on that drive. Nice pass to set things up.
Okay, look, not everything is going to make it into the scouting report.
Lynn with it. His guys down big. To Luka Doncic. Screen coming. Doncic. Shot by Lynn won't go. To George Hill. Yes, Marcin Gortat. He is shooting well. He's made 2/3 of his shots.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Doncic to Lynn. For Jeremy Lin forcing that one there. Well defended. Jay simply put the Bulls rolling the medical dice. Parker, but also on Zach.
A $78 million deal. There's no doubt that both those kids have the talent, but do they have the durability to maintain themselves the entire season? If they both can maintain their health, they have a chance to be all-stars, and this team has a chance to be one of the top-tier teams in the East.
Chicago possession. Fires the three. That's good D. Shot no good.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear it. Look, you keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
To Valanciunas. Curling inside. Nice finish.
League MVP at the age of 19 at the PG spot to be a dominant one in the league. Because Luka Doncic is a technician offensively. In any screen and roll opportunity, he's a dynamic player offensively. He doesn't have Ben Simmons' athleticism, but what he does have is Rajon
nice.
vision mixed with the jump every way he wants to.
Hill across the timeline. His guys hold a commanding lead. Look at the fight for that ball.
Wow.
Look at a jump.
Defense, huh?
Time for some new
And that is Jeremy Lin.
George Hill. He's 2 for 2 now.
Ed, did you see what this pass just did? Now it encourages his teammates to move with more sense of urgency because they understand that next time down the court, they might be on the receiving end of that pass.
Another chance. Robin Lopez follows up with the putback.
You see, Ed, that's the advantage of growing up playing with and against a twin. A lot of fights, a lot of physicality, and controlling the glass is everything.
Bulls with the basketball. Over to the right side to Rudy Gay. 4-3. Rudy Gay up to the challenge. Hits the three.
Well, they're shooting the ball at an amazing clip. And when they shoot the ball this well, they're essentially unguardable. And Ed, let me tell you what that does for the team. It eventually opens up space to put the ball down on the ground and get to the rim. That's how critical the three-point shot is.
New blood coming in for both sides. Irving to Valanciunas. The Bulls clear the rebound. to Rudy Gay. Stuffs it down with authority.
Like my old coach used to say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's way too easy. Just keep attacking. It's easy money.
Doncic to Valanciunas. Jonas Valanciunas. With that, he's 5 for 9.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
Rudy Gay slams it down. He dared them to get in the way.
So many players try to get pretty with the game. They want to dance. They want to do all these tricks, maybe a God sham dive. But sometimes you got to revert back to the old school style of the way we play the game. Just put your head down and stop me if you can.
Ersan Ilyasova tips it. That's his first of the game.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Doncic. Shot clock to 4 for Charlotte. Doncic to Kyle Kuzma. Going to launch beyond the arc.
That reach was just about a second off. He got his hand in there a little bit quicker. That would have been a steal.
Just enough imbalance. First free throw is good. It's the second. One more coming. And he missed it. 2 for 3 on this trip. Inside, he scores.
Well, he finished strong because he was able to initiate the contact. When you initiate the contact first, you bounce off the defender, which balances you at the rim.
Screen coming. Irving. Here's Lopez. Down low. A lot of contact on that play. He plays through it.
Robin Lopez against Brooke Lopez.
Any way you can
I'm ready for this. Let's go. Let's give him. Let's give him.
Yes.
And a foul.
A chance at 3 coming up.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Brooke Lopez gets the better of Robin Lopez.
Brooke Lopez trying to cash in on the three-point play. For his career, 78% at the line. Free throw's good as they continue to widen their lead. Into the front court, it's Irving. He'll run the offense. Goes to the left side. Doncic to Irving. They've slowed down the pace. Now 3 on the shot clock to Luka Doncic from long range. And he's fouled.
Oh, come on.
Play by the shooter.
You know what? That's an even better play by the defender. I like
can't
the
be-
foul.
come on.
Send a message. Nothing easy.
He's going to have to earn it now. And he connects on the first free throw. Gets a second to go with 1 more to come. Three for 3. Nice. Bulls with it.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh.
To Lopez.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
From the painted area, won't go down. Let's
No!
it fly from beyond the arc. That's
No!
off the side of the
Damn
rim,
it.
short. Kyrie across the timeline. Down a bundle. Kyle Kuzma. That's off the side of the rim, no good.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
Oh, damn.
This game is all
Well, no
about
wonder they're not
playing
Robin
mindsets on
Lopez.
people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot
I
blocked
thought
than
we
they
were
are
going
about
to say,
actually making
brother,
a shot.
oh, yeah. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Let's
Smith
go.
now into the front court. His
Hustle.
guys holding
Oh.
the big lead. Doncic gets it in the right corner.
Irving for three.
It's
Got
good.
it.
Defense has to pick things up.
I know he's a volume shooter. I know defensively at times you have to take your lumps. Might be time to adjust the scouting report, though. Start denying him the ball.
Nothing going here on that drive. Brook Lopez.
Yes.
Now 4 for 9.
Because in certain players' mind, it doesn't matter if they're amongst the trees or not. They're always going to be the giant in the paint.
Here comes the screen. Irving to Kyle Kuzma. Great defense there, forcing the pickup. Irving to Luka Doncic. Lets it fly from long range. Always has a chance for Tucker, but not that time. To Rudy Gay. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
There's certain guys in this league that should be put on alert
20-point
status
lead.
24/7. Because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
Irving curling inside. Gets to the basket and scores.
And when plays like that happen with multiple players touching the ball,
Django,
the basketball
see us?
gods will 100% reward you.
To J.R. Smith. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Everybody in the building, including myself, thought that pass was going somewhere else. Fool me once? Okay. But you're definitely not fooling me
Damn.
twice.
And count the
Perfect.
basket.
In the paint, you need to finish. Just like that.
Chicago basketball. To J.R. Smith. Deep right corner. Rudy Gay. Pass stolen by the Hornets. He was all over.
Yeah.
Missed the shot.
Let's push it.
No free
Let's
throws.
push it.
Smith.
Let's push it. No!
Count the bucket for 2.
No fading on that shot. Strictly up and down.
Fundamentals 101. Stuffs it down with authority. This is becoming a runaway.
They're getting to their
Time
rim
out,
back door.
Charlotte.
Probably because we're watching Matador defense. You probably want to get in the way of your defender if they keep trying to attack the rim.
Boy, I need to go see a chiropractor. Man. Get a massage and then go to get a chiropractor. Loosen up some of these joints and muscles.
Changes coming from both sides right now. Kyrie. Deep 2 there. Won't go.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball.
Waka.
That's how you win a defensive battle.
Here's Irving into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Doncic to Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma, strong finish.
An easy 2. Get back on defense.
Bulls with the rock. Not that time.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Doncic to Kyle Kuzma. Lobs it up. That's going to be out of bounds. Looks like some substitutions are coming on in.
Number 7, Jeremy Lin.
Lin with it. His guys down big. Doncic gets it in the left corner to Luka Doncic.
Get over.
Trying to cash in. Kuzma can't connect.
And you have to remember that your hand is part of the ball. There wasn't enough contact on that play for the refs to blow the whistle.
Goes to the right side. Lin with it. Under a minute to go before halftime. Kyle Kuzma. Oh, he couldn't get it to go. Fundamental shot right there.
I get tired of hearing guys say, I was there, I contested a shot, I pretty much had a hand in his face. Well, no, you have to change up the game. If a guy is right-handed, he is right eye dominant. Get that hand over his right eye, block his vision. That'll enhance his chances of missing the shot.
Chicago with the possession. Fires the three. Tough shot. Well defended.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head. Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. A very one-sided first half of basketball as we are at halftime. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports halftime report. Jalen.
Oh, yeah, nice. Oh, what?
Thanks, guys. Let's take a look at what went down so far in this one. The Bulls are up after 2 quarters. Clearly, the number of three-pointers these guys scored in the first half was incredible. And if they can keep that up, it's going to be tough to keep that team down. These are the guys getting buckets for the Chicago Bulls. The Hornets would rather be on the opposite end of the scoreboard. They've been scrappy, doing their best to be competitive. We'll see if their efforts are more rewarded in the second half. These are the guys getting buckets for the Charlotte Hornets.
Game track. Bench points.
The Hornets had enough difficulty dealing with the opposing starters, let alone their bench players. They really need to adjust for the depth of this opposing team and figure out how to slow them down.
Player of the half.
The film speaks for itself. He's definitely the player of the half. Now he just got to give an encore to get his team to win.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was definitely cold in that first half. We handpicked them for you. Here are the top plays.
Number 2.
Woo. Oh, boy.
Number 1.
And with that, I'm sending it back to Ed and Jay to bring you the rest of the game.
Charlotte basketball. Lynn to Luka Doncic. Screen coming. Surveys the floor. Driving right to the basket. Off the penetration, almost, but no good. Grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration.
You know, he may not show up in your feed all the time with the crazy highlights, but he's one of the most underrated creative shot makers we have in this game.
To Rudy Gay. Here's a chance from long range. Rudy Gay, tough shot there. No good. A lot of contact. No whistle.
And you have to remember that your hand is part of the ball. There wasn't enough contact on that play for the refs to blow the whistle.
They'll get it down low to Lopez. Off the assist.
Some players are just built to absorb the contact. He pretty much dusted that defender off like that was a bug at the park.
Hornets right now in possession. Doncic to Valanciunas. Beyond the arc for three. He's been waiting a long time for that one to go down.
Today's league just throws that old school stuff out of the window. Why have twos when you can shoot threes? Even on fast breaks, guys spread out towards the three-point line instead of laying the ball easy at the rim.
For three, Grayson Allen. You know he loves a challenge.
Everything looks great when you shoot the ball like this. And yes, Ed, this team does have some issues, but they are all masked and camouflaged with this shooting display we're watching.
To Jeremy Lin. With the interception, great defensive play.
Maybe pace it right here. They got a big lead at home.
Inside, he scores.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
To P.J. Tucker. Knocks it down off the step back.
You hear a lot of talk about Donovan Mitchell, but Kyle Kuzma is probably one of the biggest surprises in the draft last year. Averaging around 16 points per game and became an all-rookie first team after being drafted 27th overall.
Grayson Allen fires the three. Man, that was a tough shot.
Defense, do the math. You force him to take tough twos, you'll probably have a better chance to win this game if you can slow down the pace.
Hornets have the basketball. In a flash, scores at the rim.
I wasn't quite expecting him to get there, but I can be wrong. Sometimes, not a lot, but maybe sometimes.
To Lopez. Short jumper misses. Lin with it. He'll run the offense. Terrific vision. Rises for the slam.
I see the easy dunk, but what I don't see is energy. Scream, do something. Get yourself emotionally involved in the game.
To Allen. 4-3. He was crowded. Grayson Allen off the mark. And scores. Nice footwork to get around the defender.
You know what we call that, Ed? We call that now you see me, now you don't.
To Lopez. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
So many times you can tell if a player is going to finish before he even gets to the rim. Did you see that look on his face? That was a look of a three-point play. You always going in think you can get more at the rim.
Counted.
And Ed, here's my offensive theory. More touches, more points. This is a fast-paced league. Either the coaches adapt or you'll be left behind.
To Rudy Gay. To Allen. Going to launch beyond the arc. Great defense, forcing the miss.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
To Lopez. Valanciunas with the denial.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Nothing going here on that drive. To Rudy Gay from long range. Off the mark. No good. Down the lane to lay it in.
The one thing we know for certain in this league, it doesn't matter how big the margin is, you can always put together a run and get back in this one.
Here's Lopez, down low. Rocking the rim.
Man, they are just continuing to pour it on. But the one thing we know about in this league, you have to make sure that you continue to play with energy because leads can evaporate quickly.
Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes.
Subbing in for
Kyrie Irving controlling the offense. Has a look. Shot by Kyrie, no good. Yes! Into foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Free throw's good as they continue to widen their lead. To Irving. Shot won't go. They'll get it down low to Lopez. Nice pass to get things going.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
Irving with the basketball. Down a bundle to Kyle Kuzma. Valanciunas. Now preparing to shoot at the line.
Just because a team's winning doesn't mean the refs are going to put away the whistle. Play right all the way through.
First one, count it. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Bulls have it. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Yes, give the advantage to the shooter.
Don't seem shocked. This is how the game is played these days. Shooting a three is like shooting a layup.
To Irving. That's a turnover. It goes the other way. And finishes strong.
You used to hear all these coaches talk about, we need players to run the floor. No, I don't need you to run the floor. I need you to run the floor with purpose. Those are two different things. When you run the floor in attack mode, that's when plays like this occur.
Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Irving into the front court. His guys down big. Doncic to Irving. Here comes the screen. To Valanciunas. Lets it fly from long range. Rebound taken by Gortat.
And you knew this game had a chance to get out of hand pretty quickly because of the communication. When these guys stepped on the court, Ed, they were yapping back and forth to each other. And that kind of communication, that kind of collective responsibility to one another, you feel that on the court. That's why this team is special.
Can't connect. Into the front court, it's Irving. Looking to make something happen.
Oh, he sent that one to the third row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. To Gortat. Yes, Marcin Gortat. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field. Now the Hornets take the time out as their coach wants to get a word in with his guys here in this third quarter. Opposing coach is going to counter, make some changes of his own. To Valanciunas. Short jumper won't go down. To Gortat. Fires the three, buries it on the catch and shoot.
This is a game of ways. As a defense, you have to recognize that they come and they go. That will not be the case all the time moving forward.
To P.J. Tucker. Valanciunas, yes, and the foul, and a chance at 3 coming up.
And I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
Jonas Valanciunas at the line for a chance at a three-point play. For his career, 78% at the line. Off the mark at the line. Chicago possession. Here's a chance from long range. He was all over him.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Jay, 27 wins a year ago for the Bulls. What can this team be?
They have the potential to be a playoff team, but in order for that to happen, a lot of guys need to take that major next step in their careers. Laurie Marketing needs to step up. Chris Dunn, his backup role, what position will he play at the PG spot? Wendell Carter, their first-round draft pick, and also Jabari Parker. He is the key cog in this wheel. If he is healthy and plays to the level of expectation that we know he can, this team can make the playoffs.
To Valanciunas. Tucker. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
You know what I like about this pass play? Instead of putting his head down and forcing the action, he patiently waited for the play to develop.
Won't go. He can do better than that. Doncic. To Kyle Kuzma. Has a chance. Wide open look. Won't go. To Allen. Gortat. To Allen. Short jumper off the mark.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Valanciunas to Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic slams it down. Whoa, that was like an express train. No local stops.
It's like you walking into the tunnel getting ready before this game. I saw you. You were locked in. You had the horse blinders on. You were myopic. Nobody was stopping you. You were focused.
Jay, there's a level we have to reach game in and game out. Gamers know what it's about. Hornets at the controls of this one. Doncic to Kyle Kuzma. Here comes the screen. Probing the defense. Shot clock, it's coming down to 4. Now down to 3. Beyond the arc for 3. Always has a chance for Tucker, but not that time. Grayson Allen. For 3, that's off the side of the rim, short.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
In the slam. He's been a one-man show, but Jay, they're still down in this one.
He's their lone bright star, their only star tonight. Some other of the supporting cast members really need to step up.
Twenty-footer at the buzzer. That's the end of the third quarter. It has been all Bulls. The Bulls in possession as we start the fourth quarter, and they have done no wrong to this point. They have this game well in control.
They took control early, and they never let up. The scary thing about this team, if they keep their foot on the gas and then throttle down, they can win this game by 50.
Lynn. Irving. Oh, he was wide open. It's not going to be pretty when they watch the video. Someone's getting chewed out.
The great defenders, the ones that really earn their paycheck, are the ones that refuse to be screened. You stuck to that screen like Velcro.
Yes, Marcin Gortat. He's now 4 for 6.
You know, it reminds me of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with the fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch. And that's what we're seeing tonight.
Curling inside. Marcin Gortat pins it. That's his first of the game. Lynn.
Here's one of the biggest secrets as we move into this new age of basketball, especially in the draft room. You have to draft players with size and length. That's the biggest deterrent for any team offensively.
Number 13, Marcin Gortat.
The ball in the hands of Kyrie Irving. himself. Creates his own shot there.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Kyrie across the timeline. He'll run the offense to Lopez. Irving. Trying to cash in. Not that time.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
He was smothered and still gets it to go down.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so...
And a putback slam.
Ed, it's pretty amazing how athletic bigs can be when it comes to getting an easy 2 points, huh?
Bulls with the basketball. George Hill to J.R. Smith. Fires the three. Well, with J.R., it can be no, no, no. Yes, when it goes in.
And if you're on D right now, if you're off on the weak side, stunt towards the driver. That means fake at him. Don't overcommit. Stunt, then get back to your stay at home. Force him to make one of those passes or force him to take a crazy shot at the rim.
Hill into the front court. His guys holding the big lead. To Gortat. Yes! And a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
Oh, he should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The refs bit, and that's the game.
Marcin Gortat trying to cash in on the three-point play. For his career, 67%. Free throws good. Add one more to the total. This game feels out of reach. To Irving. Tucker. Doesn't have the touch. No good. Smith with the basketball. His guys hold a commanding lead. To Hill. To Gortat. Robin Lopez. Huge play. That's his first of the game.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor. Smith. Shot clock violation.
Oh, damn. I didn't even see the time going down. Did not even see the time going down.
And the reward, a couple of shots at the line.
Okay, now we're on the home stretch, and you got a big lead. Don't let your opponent back in this game by giving up extra possessions.
Jeremy Lin at the line. First try at the line, no good. Misses the second as well. To George Hill. Bogdan.
No! Get that out of here!
Message sent, Jay.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Time to shuffle things up. Short jumper misses. Tucker. Knocked loose. Bulls come away with it. Has a look. Not going down for him this time.
It's so important to instill confidence in your best player. I know he missed a shot earlier, but that doesn't mean that you can't run the same exact play and let him prove he's a player he thinks he is, and we all know he is.
It's Chicago ball. Hill to Rudy Gay. 4-3. Rudy Gay up to the challenge. Hits the three.
It's easy to get lost in the chaos of the game down the stretch, but great awareness by the shooter to get those toes right behind the three-point line.
To P.J. Tucker. Joakim Noah snatching it out of the air. That's his first of the game.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
And he's fouled. Very close. Free throws coming up.
I don't mind that effort at all. At least they're still out here competing on the defensive end.
Rudy Gay at the line. And hits the first free throw. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Here's Irving into the front court. Down a bundle. Working hard on the glass. To Rudy Gay. And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. Free
Rudy
throws
Gay
coming up.
going old
Ed,
school.
maybe there's a long-term play here, but next game, we're going to be aggressive early. Maybe.
Rudy Gay at the line. Off the mark on the first free throw. Good recovery. Hits the second free throw. To P.J. Tucker. Inside, he scores.
For a smaller player, you have to be more creative with your imagination when you finish with those shots around the rim. For the audience, that may look difficult, but for the player himself, that's what they practice every single day.
To Hill. Going to launch beyond the arc. Not that time. Irving with the basketball. His guys down big. Off the mark. He's made those before, but that was well defended. From long range. Won't go down. Kyrie with the rock. A bad pass, and the Bulls have it.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
George Hill. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Drills the three.
The post-shot confidence is everything. He's still running down the court, holding his extension.
To P.J. Tucker. The Hornets with 4 to shoot. Kyrie deep 2 there. Won't go. To Rudy Gay. Gets a look. Can't hit.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
Shot clock to 4 for Charlotte. And a nice finish at the rim.
And ball movement is one of those great things. One of the things you learn early in this game is that if everybody gets involved, then everyone has a chance to win.
Bulls with it.
I got ball.
Hill. And a pass taken away by Charlotte.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Irving into the front court. Looking to make something happen. The drive, right to the basket, right down Broadway for the two. Defender has to pick him up.
There you go. I like seeing the scoring coming from unlikely sources.
I got ball. This is all me.
George Hill. Offensive rebound to George Hill. Working it outside. Lets it fly from long range. Misfires. It's no good. Charlotte with the basketball. He'll go to the foul line to shoot.
Just because a team's winning doesn't mean the refs are going to put away the whistle. Play right all the way through.
Knocks down the first. Can't connect on the second, and he splits the pair. Hill to Rudy Gay. Fires the three. Rudy Gay, tough shot there. No good. Oh, nice find for the basket.
And that is the sign of an unselfish team. When everybody in transition thinks they have a chance to get the ball because you have a willing passer, somebody willing to make other players on his team look great, that's only going to force your players to play that much harder on offense and give you more energy on the defensive end.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
You used to hear all these coaches talk about, we need players to run the floor. No, I don't need you to run the floor. I need you to run the floor with purpose. Those are two different things. When you run the floor in attack mode, that's when plays like this occur.
Now a timeout from the Hornets
It's
coach
over
as
with
they
a
talk
three,
things
finally.
over here in this fourth quarter.
We'd like to take this opportunity to thank the fans who volunteered at our recent food war. We couldn't have done it without your support. If you would like to participate in an upcoming event, you can register at our team website for more details.
They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor. To Irving. Has a chance. Wide open look. Won't go.
Just seems like there's lead in the feet of the defenders. You have to bounce quicker to the ball to deter that shot.
Rudy Gay gets it in the left corner. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
There's something to be said about a guy that can make the game easier for everybody else on the court. We call that dropping dimes, very similar to the way I'm dropping nuggets on this broadcast.
And too much contact.
His timing was a tad bit off.
Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups. Kyrie lets it go. Not that time. Now whistle. We'll get a timeout called by Chicago as they'll make sure they're all on the same page here in the fourth quarter.
Have a look for yourself at the display behind section 121 and place your bid. Don't miss your chance at some excellent memorabilia.
Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor.
Stepping in for the Hornets, number 17, Jonas Valanciunas.
George Hill. Here's a chance from long range. Can't connect. Count the basket at the rim.
Sometimes you hear people give all these fancy breakdowns, tell you all these different things they can do. That was just plain old, simple, bully basketball. Muscled his way through the lane.
Rudy Gay. Yes, and the foul. And a
And the
chance
foul.
at 3 coming up.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Joakim Noah at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. For his career, 69% at the line. Unable to connect on the free throw. Into the front court, it's Irving. He'll run the offense. To Luka Doncic. Here comes the screen. Kyrie Irving for 2, and 2 more points. The defense had him, but the good shooters find a way.
Bread and butter, and there are a few that can do it better off the screen.
Almost, but no good. To Hill. Chicago with 4 to shoot. Shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Irving brings the ball up court to Luka Doncic. Irving. Hill takes down the board.
The game is won in the details. The team who has the most attention to the minutia is a team that wins the ball game. And from the beginning of this game, this team has been mentally engaged. I know the season's a long year, but when you come mentally engaged and you have attention to detail, whew, that's a scary thing to watch.
Trying to cash in. No good. Knocked loose. Bulls have it. Oh, the touch at the rim. Count.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
And counted at the rim.
Because in certain players' mind, it doesn't matter if they're amongst the trees or not. They're always going to be the giant in the paint.
The Bulls take this one as they win this one in blowout fashion. That does it. For my partner, Jay Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.
Here. And I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Bulls came away with the victory in this one. And of course, I've got to mention how many times they scored from beyond the arc. They were so confident with the 3 ball, and it was instrumental to their success. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Chicago Bulls. The Charlotte Hornets
just couldn't get within striking distance toward the end of the game.
And even though some of them smiled and shook hands with the other guys after the game, you could tell by the way they headed to the tunnels how disappointed they were about this loss. The Hornets got their score from the guys you're seeing here on screen.
Game track. Fast break points.
The Hornets can look back at this game and point to their poor transition defense as the primary reason for today's loss. Too often, they found themselves out of position once the outlet passes were finding their intended targets.
Player of the game.
Who was cold?
This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course, but even the best players find their way into this part of the show.
These are the top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
Here are the upcoming games for the Chicago Bulls. That does it for us. On behalf of the rest of the crew, good night.
All right. Let me mute Steve here. Steve here for a second. Cause I wanna. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna stop right here for this evening. This was fun. I want to thank everybody for stopping by. Thank Dub Niner saying hello and also for the follow on the PlayStation Network. Make sure that you do hit that follow. I'm gonna follow you back. That's how I am. Follow you back. So if you follow me, I'll follow you. And yeah. So right now the plan is to come back Saturday with a live stream. We'll see what happens. You never know. Things show up, things happen, so you never know what could happen. But that's when I plan on doing the next stream is Saturday. So thank you guys so much for watching. Happen, so you never know what could happen. But that's when I plan on doing the next stream is Saturday. So thank you guys so much for watching.